Welcome back to InSIF channel. Did you know your mind is wandering 47% of the time? And science says that's exactly why you're unhappy. If you've ever felt like meditation just doesn't work for you, it's probably because you're training the wrong side of your brain. Today, I'm showing you the spotlight secret to fix your focus in just 3 minutes. So, if you've ever tried to meditate and just felt like, this isn't working for me, or you just couldn't get your mind to quiet down, well, this is for you. We're about to break down the actual science of what's happening in your brain so you can build a meditation practice that's perfectly tuned to what you need, right here, right now. Okay, let's kick this off with a really powerful line from a major study in the journal Science. It says, "A human mind is a wandering mind, and a wandering mind is an unhappy mind." This one sentence, you guys, it really nails the very core of why a practice like meditation is just so important for us. You see, what these researchers found was pretty wild. Our mind's natural habit of wandering off is a direct cause of unhappiness. And here's the real kicker. It doesn't even matter what you're doing. Even if your mind wanders to something pleasant, the simple act of not being in the present moment, well, it actually makes you less happy. So, just how often are our minds wandering off? The study actually pinged thousands of people on their phones throughout the day, and what they found was kind of staggering. Our minds are wandering 47% of the time. Think about that for a second. That means for nearly half of our waking lives, we're just not fully there. So what this all boils down to is that being present, truly being right here in the moment, is one of the biggest predictors of happiness there is. And meditation? Well, that's simply the tool we use to train that skill. But to really use that tool, right, we've got to understand the basic wiring in the brain that controls our attention. So, the main idea is this. Your brain basically experiences reality on a spectrum, with two completely opposite ends. You can think of it like having two different worlds that you can tune into at any given moment. On one side, you've got what's called Interoception. This is your whole internal world, feeling your heartbeat, the rhythm of your breath, those gut feelings you get. And on the other side, that's Exteroception, your awareness of everything outside your skin, the things you see, the sounds you hear, the feeling of the air on your skin. All meditation really is the simple act of choosing where on that spectrum you want to put your focus. And this is a perfect way to think about it. Imagine your attention is like a spotlight, and you're in the director's chair. You can aim that spotlight inward, like a magnifying glass on your breath, or you can aim it outward, like a laser pointer on something across the room. You can even widen the beam to take in the whole scene. You are in control of the spotlight. Okay, let's make this real for a second. Just check in with yourself. Where is your attention right now? Are you feeling the weight of your body in your chair? That's interoception. Are you just focused on the words appearing on the screen? That's exteroception. Just noticing where that spotlight is pointing, that's the very first step. So, how do we turn this idea into a practice that actually works? Well, this is where things get a little counterintuitive, but honestly, in a super powerful way. It's not about doing what feels easiest. It's about building the mental muscle you actually need. Here's the secret sauce. You have to intentionally practice the opposite of whatever your brain wants to do naturally. If you want to get better at something, you don't just stick to what's easy, right? You've got to work against the grain a bit. It's that resistance, that little bit of struggle, that actually strengthens your brain. Let's take a super common example. You're feeling anxious, your thoughts are just racing, or you're stuck replaying some conversation from earlier. In brain terms, you are way too interoceptive. Your spotlight of attention is just stuck, pointed straight inward. So what's the fix? You do the exact opposite. You deliberately point that spotlight of attention outward. Find one single thing in the room around you, a clock on the wall, a plant, a car outside, and just gently rest your focus there. You're essentially training your brain to anchor itself to the outside world, giving you an escape hatch from all those looping thoughts. Now let's flip it. What if you're feeling totally scattered, distracted by every email notification, every sound, every little thing happening around you? Well, in that case, you're overly exteroceptive. Your spotlight is just shattered, pulled outward in a million different directions. So, the solution? You guessed it. You train the opposite. You close your eyes and you bring that spotlight of attention inward. Focus on a purely internal feeling, like the sensation of air moving in and out of your nose. You're training your brain to find its ground internally. This part is so important. When you try to do this and your mind wanders off, and trust me, it will, that doesn't mean you failed. In fact, that's the entire point. Every single time you notice your mind has drifted and you gently guide it back, that is the exercise. That's a rep for your brain. That's the moment you're actually getting stronger. So, how can we wrap all this up into a simple, easy-to-use toolkit? It honestly just takes a couple of minutes and a few super simple steps. Here it is, your custom 3-minute framework. And this brings us to a really cool biological hack. Your breath is literally a remote control for your nervous system. If you want to feel more alert, emphasize your inhales. Make them longer or more forceful. If you want to feel more calm, emphasize your exhales. Just make them longer and slower. It really is that simple. So remember, where your mind goes, your mood follows. You've got two worlds to focus on, inward or outward. The best way to train is to practice the opposite of how you're feeling. And you can do all of this in as little as 3 minutes a day. Based on how you're feeling right now, in this moment, which direction does your spotlight of attention really need to go? That is how you turn a wandering mind into a powerful tool. If this 3-minute framework helped you find your focus, hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Insight Digest. Check the description for a quick summary of the steps we covered today. Thanks for watching, keep training that spotlight, and I'll see you back here soon for your next dose of insights.